A smart object is a non-destructive layer in Photoshop. We're going to take a look at raw smart objects in a later 5-minute video. If you right-click to the right of any layer thumbnail, you'll find you can convert to a smart object there. You can see a little symbol appear at the bottom right corner, which tells us we're now working a smart object. We'll also find the same command in the Layers menu at the top left of the screen. A very clear way to demonstrate the advantages of a smart object is with two identical images in layers, as we have here. One is a standard JPEG, the other one is a smart object JPEG. I'm going to hit Ctrl+T to bring up my free transform tool. I'm going to make this image extremely tiny just for demonstration purposes. I'm going to hit the Enter key. Take it from me, we could save this image and we could come back to it another day. When we do, if I was to hit Ctrl+T once again and open these images back up, hit the little tick to commit the two. Now we're going to take a look first at the smart object, no different to the original. Let me zoom in a little bit. But when we see the original image, you can see the damage that's been done. The smart object will protect any changes we make and allow us to adjust as we move through our manipulations. Now I find smart objects most useful when I'm placing more than one image on a canvas. Here I've got 3 images. Let's assume for a moment that I want to place these 2 images side by side over the background skyscape. I would be making both of these images into smart objects. You can set the smart objects up into a keystroke. You'll do that in your edit menu, maybe a video for another day, but if I press my F4 key, you can see I automatically get the smart object status. Very convenient, but only marginally quicker than right-clicking to the right of the thumbnail and selecting it from here. But what I can do here then is to quickly resize this image, Ctrl+T. I can drag in the corner toggle. I can place that on screen and commit it. I can go to the other one and Ctrl+T and I can bring that down and I can place that on screen too. Now it's not until I see both together. I want to go back to this one, of course, and I want to make this one more or less the same size. Here's a little tip. You can put one image on top of the other and you can drag out using the Shift key to make them identical, and that I've often found very useful. So now I can just space them out onto the page as I see fit, add any embellishments that I want, and we're done. Now for speed I demonstrated just 2 images, but of course if we start to use more than 2, then of course the smart objects become even more useful. Here I have created a smart object of my train image. Let's run a topaz impressionist filter on this image. It's not important which one, it could be any filter at all. Photoshop now treats this as a smart filter. We have a mask to be able to reduce the filter effect strategically in any one area. We also have the Topaz Impression to hyperlink here, and that'll take us straight back into the filters to adjust them with no quality loss. I can then change that filter effect for something completely different, then open that in Photoshop, and still I have my smart object or my smart filter intact. I can save what we see here as a Photoshop layered file, and I can come back tomorrow or next week and see if I'm still happy with my choices, and I can pick up again exactly from this point. Once we're done, of course, all we have to do is to go to the top right of the Layers palette and choose Flatten the Image to finish. Coming up in future videos is Smart Objects in Camera Raw, but if you have any subjects you'd like to see explained in 5 minutes, no promises, but I'll do my best. Thanks for watching, and don't forget those likes, but only if they've been earned.